Today, we are breaking down the numbers on the UK's skilled worker visa. Using official data, this is a structured economic measurement, looking at how the costs have really evolved over the last 2 decades. This is the core question driving our analysis. Over the last 20 years, are UK visa fees outpacing wage growth? The cost has changed significantly. But how much of that change was inflation and how much was real growth? Using official UK Home Office and ONS data, this analysis breaks down the numbers from 2006 to 2026, comparing immigration costs to wages, inflation, and housing. This is not commentary. This is structured economic measurement. All right, so before we dive into the data, let's get on the same page. We need to define the key terms we'll be using for this measurement. First up, total upfront cost. This is really important. It means all the mandatory fees an applicant has to pay in one go before a visa is even issued. We're talking about the main application fee plus the entire immigration health surcharge for the full 5 years, all paid at once. Next is real terms growth. Now, this is a crucial concept for what we're doing here. It's how we measure the growth of a cost after we account for general inflation. It's what tells us if the visa fee increase is just, keeping up with the economy or if it's really rocketing ahead on its own. Okay, with that covered, let's look at the history. Over the last 20 years, these immigration fees have transformed from what was basically a simple administrative charge into a pretty significant fiscal instrument. Back in 2006, things were simple. The cost was a single £200 fee. That's it. But then, in 2015, the whole structure changed with the introduction of the Immigration Health Surcharge, or IHS. Then, in 2017, the Immigration Skills Charge added a new cost for employers. But the biggest recent jump? That was in 2024, when the IHS was hiked by a massive 66% in a single year. So this chart, it really lays it all out. Look at the visa cost. It's gone up by over 3,200%. Now, compare that to everything else. In that same period, general inflation grew by about 60%, and median wages went up by 68%. The data just shows that the cost of this visa has grown at a rate that has completely left inflation and wages in the dust. And here's the crucial point, right? How does this actually affect affordability? Well, in 2006, that £200 fee was less than 1% of the average annual salary. Now, let's fast forward to 2026. That same 5-year visa now costs over 17% of the median annual salary. It's gone from a minor expense to a major financial undertaking. So, what exactly makes up this huge cost in 2026? Let's break down the upfront fees for just a single applicant on a 5-year skilled worker visa. The first piece of the puzzle is the base application fee. If your visa is for more than 3 years, that'll be £1,519. But the biggest chunk, by far, is the Immigration Health Surcharge. At £1,035 per year, the total for a 5-year visa comes to £5,175. And remember, this entire amount has to be paid up front. So you add that application fee and the health surcharge together, and the total mandatory upfront cost for just one person is £6,694. To put that number into perspective, for a person earning the median UK salary, that fee is the same as 9 full weeks of work. That's over 2 months of your entire pre-tax income just to pay the fee to be allowed to start your job. And, if an applicant is bringing their family, the costs just multiply like crazy. For a couple, the upfront cost more than doubles to over £13,000. For a family of 4, it climbs to a staggering £24,186. That one payment is 62% of a single median annual salary. It creates a massive financial barrier. Of course, these visa costs don't exist in a vacuum. They're happening in a wider economic context. Since 2006, average house prices have shot up by 64%, and rents are obviously way higher too. And on top of all the visa fees, applicants might also need to prove they have £1,270 in maintenance funds, which just adds to the financial pressure. So let's wrap this up and summarize the key takeaways from all this data. Here are the key findings. First, the upfront cost has gone up by 3,247% since 2006. Second, that growth is 47 times greater than the growth in median wages. Third, that immigration health surcharge now makes up a huge 77% of the total cost for a single applicant. And finally, the cost for a family of 4 is equal to 62% of the UK's median gross annual salary. This has been Migration Cost Index, structured, data-driven analysis of migration costs in the United Kingdom. All figures are based on publicly available data and presented without commentary. For continued economic analysis, see the next video in this series.